pretty good. In fact, it's all done. Perfect timing.
Great. Let's hope that's a perfect omen for today, huh?
Yeah, well, let's hope my spelling is perfect.
I'm sure it's just perfect. To Supervisory Committee of General Hospital, I wish to bring to your attention the possibility of negligence and mismanagement in the case of Francis Newell, now deceased. Particularly that necessary precautions.
Well, what's going on here?
Where?
Here, between the two of you, you act as if this is a conspiracy or something.
No.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, well, I'm very glad, because it is a little early in the day to be undermining governments.
Well, heck, if it'll keep me out of school, I'll do it.
Jeremy.
Come on, darling, get your books, huh? And we don't want to be late for work.
No.
I'll meet you both in the car, all right?
Sounds good.
One day I'm going to be very much on time. Jeremy, thank you very much.
Well, I hope you go get him at the hospital.
I'm going to go get him. I got to show this letter to Joe first, though.
Okay.
Robert, that faulty stove of yours is really a boon for Kelly's business.
Well, thank heavens for small mercies, which is my way of saying your pancakes are infinitely superior to mine.
Katz is here, darling.
Martha,
Oh, good morning.
a cup of coffee, please.
Yes.
Has, Scotty been in yet?
No, he hasn't come in yet.
Well, hi, you two.
Oh, hello,
Thank you.
Lee. How are you?
Gail tells me you're preparing an act for the opening of the Haunted Star tomorrow night. How's it coming?
Oh, yes, sir, fine. Actually, it's just a little bitty thing, though. Robert doesn't seem to be interested in show business these days.
Let's just say that there are other things I would choose to specialize in.
Oh, that's why we got second billing?
Hey, listen, be thankful we have Magda there to cover up our flubs.
Scotty,
Well, what do you know? A welcoming committee.
I have been waiting for you.
Any particular reason?
Want to apologize.
Right. You and everybody else.
No, son, I mean it.
Forget it, okay? Hey, Martha.
Hi.
Is there anybody around that likes me?
Whom did you have in mind?
Heather. She understands me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Scotty, but Heather's already left for the hospital.
Well, listen, I think you're going to be very pleased with Bowen Pharmaceuticals and what they're doing in all sorts of new areas.
Well, if what you've told me is any indication, I think it's great. It really is.
That way, please. Hello, Heather.
Excuse me.
What can we do for you?
Dr. Quartermain's tea party. This is Janet Hansen.
Today's my first day working part-time in admissions.
Janet's studying hospital administration at the university.
Oh, very good, very good. If there's anything I can ever do to help.
That goes for me, too. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'll be sure to ask. But right now, I better get back to admissions. Are you coming, Heather?
Oh, I'll be with you in a minute. I just got to give these files to Jessie.
Hello.
Hello.
Jessie, I ordered some files from admissions. Have they come up yet?
They're right here, Dr. Katz.
Heather, you really shouldn't sneak up on people.
Didn't mean to startle you. The Ignetti and the Smith file, isn't that what you wanted?
And the Martin file.
Oh, I guess I forgot that.
Just get me the Martin file, please.
Dr. Perez, report to radiology.
What was that all about?
You heard?
Yeah, I heard. How come he came down on you like that?
That doctor doesn't need any reason to be demanding.
Just wondering.
Well, don't worry about it, Joe. After today, Dr. Katz and I will be getting along wonderfully. I've got him where I want him.
Hey, Heather, just a minute.
What is it?
I just wanted to give you an attaboy for not prying into what I'm doing here at the hospital today.
Remember that little talk you had with me the other day? I think it sunk in. You told me to quit minding other people's business, and I have.
Good.
Heather, don't forget the Martin chart for Dr. Katz, will you, please?
Oh, I won't. I've got some business of my own to take care of. See you later.
Yeah. Well, it certainly sounds like you've been keeping busy, Monica.
Yes.
Joe.
I have, with everything that's going on, plus selling the mansion.
Oh, and how is Lila and Edward taking it?
Well, at the moment, Lila is so wrapped up in this whole museum exhibit thing that's coming into town, I don't think she's really even thought about it. And Edward, all he does is complain, so one more complaint really won't matter.
The only time I complain is when my wife goes up late.
But she...
I'm right here. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Hi.
Well, listen, I'm going to run. I'll see you at the committee meeting.
Right.
Okay.
Let's roll, Bobby.
Right. Oh, yes, I'll go. Check me in, will you, Jen?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have the letter?
Got it right here.
Good. Let's go into the lounge and read it together.
Okay. I took your advice.
So I see.
Purposely worded it vaguely, but I did directly ask the committee to investigate Francis Newell's death.
Particularly that necessary precautions dictated by both the surgical PTT test and the patient's history had been more fully examined. Heparin or another anticoagulant would have been administered not only before the surgery, but after as well, and might have prevented death by pulmonary embolism.
What do you think?
Well, I think the letter's fine, but I have to ask you again, are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, yes, I do.
Don't do it.
Oh, please, don't you start it on me, Joe. Come on.
No. I gave you the chance to back out, and you don't want to.
Nope.
Okay, I have to go. Juvenile Hall, see about Spike, and I think you have a meeting to attend.
I do. Listen, thank you for understanding and for everything else,
Hey,
okay?
don't even mention it, kiddo.
Good.
Make sure that you have a copy of this letter for yourself.
Yeah, I'll get a copy in the records room.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anne. The machine in there is broken.
Oh.
Ours is working. I'd be happy to copy whatever you'd like.
Oh, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Janet.
Janet, listen, I only need one copy. But please make sure that nobody sees it. It's very personal, okay? Thank you. Well, everything's under control.
Keep it that way.
Yes.
See ya.
Thanks.
I don't see you before. I wish all of you the best of luck for the opening tomorrow night.
Thank you, love.
Thank you, darling. If these workmen don't quit eating like they do, you'll probably see us a dozen times between now and then.
Hey, what is it they say? Break a leg?
Is that what they say?
Aren't you cute, darling?
You got my cards on?
Yes.
So what was that all about?
It was a joke.
Thanks.
In fact, the whole thing's a joke.
You mean the opening tomorrow night?
I'd say that was just an excuse for Luke Spencer to show everybody in town what a big shot he is.
Oh, come on, Scotty. That's a very worthy cause.
For his ego? Is that a worthy cause for you?
How can you think that?
How can you not think that? I remember his last little business venture, the campus disco. He was a big shot then, too. He had a drink in one hand, had my wife in the other.
Oh, Scotty.
Oh, it's his wife. Right. Thank you for reminding me, Lee.
Look, I came down here, son, to apologize.
Well, you did.
No, I haven't. You haven't let me. There's some other things I want to say, but you seem more interested in cutting up Luke.
Okay, knock it off, will you? Apology is accepted.
No, Scotty, there is more to say.
There's no more to say. You thought I stole the money from the kids at the waterfront.
I was wrong.
And I had to prove you were wrong by finding the kid that did steal the money.
Look, what more can I say? I was wrong. What more is there?
What difference does it make? 1 minute I'm a sinner, the next minute I'm a saint. What am I anyway? To you, who am I?
Damn it, Scotty, can't we just have a normal conversation?
No, we can't. Because you would think that I would steal money from those poor kids on the waterfront. That was a slap in the face, you know that?
That was shameful. I admit it, but,
Thank you.
Well, what did you expect me to think? Your behavior up till now has been right along those lines.
Shameful.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know something? You and I are living in two different worlds.
Yeah, I know that.
Good. Accept it. Because as soon as you accept it, life is going to be easier for both of us.
Well, I don't want to believe that.
Martha?
What? More coffee?
Yeah. Is it okay if I stick around here for a while?
course,
Got some
Scotty.
reading to do.
Of course. You can hang out at Kelly's all day if you want.
Good. Maybe Heather might come home early.
Well, she sometimes does.
I hope so.
Green, isn't it? Or is it the blue one?
You want some help?
If you wouldn't mind, you've gone through so much for me already.
It's no problem. I like to help people figure out how things work around here. Let me see, this machine. Do you want to get me some paper? I guess there's enough paper after all.
Just one.
What?
One copy of that letter.
Oh, of course. You just put this in here, this down. Dr. Katz.
See what happens when you sneak up on people?
Excuse me, but have you met Janet Hansen?
Hello, Miss Hanson. What about the file, Heather?
Martin file?
The Martin file, yeah.
Well, you see, I'm kind of tied up here helping Janet out. But maybe you could find it for me. You know where the
I'll
end
get it
files
for you.
are.
Here's the Martin file, Dr. Katz.
Oh, thank you, Miss Hanson.
Miss Logan said it was personal.
Oh, right. I can't even read it if I wanted to. It's too late.
What's the matter?
It's too late.
Oh.
I have to make another one. It'll just take a minute. There.
Perfect. I'll
Sure,
take
Rachel.
Miss Hanson.
Anything else, Dr. Katz?
Heather, why don't you come upstairs with me now? It's almost time for your session.
Oh, really? Already? Well, I'll just leave Janet a note.
Uh-huh. All right, I'll meet you up in my office.
I thought I was going to be...
I forgot the file.
Will you stop it with the pacing? You're making me seasick.
Well, that should be the least of your worries, darling.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, nothing. Forget it. I guess I'm just a little nervous.
About the act?
Well, I wouldn't mind going over it a few times, darling.
Hey, listen, don't worry. We'll vamp it like we've been doing for the last 8 weeks. Now, on the other hand, these napkins, that's a different story.
How many more do you have to do?
Well, I can't count past 50, and that was at least 3 hours ago, so how about a hand?
Of course, darling. I'd be thrilled.
And don't worry, the Bureau will call.
Now who's nervous?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I have that newspaper copy I wanted you to see.
Oh, good. Hey, that's pretty good.
Well, then it's a go.
Better than a go.
Any word on the fingerprints?
No, I've been by the phone all morning. Nothing as yet.
Well, if you want, I'll wait here.
That won't be necessary, darling.
Okay, I guess then I'll go pick up the posters for the opening.
Oh, that's a marvelous idea.
Good of you to think of it, Jackie.
No problem. See you later.
I love you.
Bye. Don't hurry.
I'm sorry I took so long, Dr. Katz, but I had to wait for Janet to come back.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to leave her a note.
Well, I was, but I just decided to tell her in person. It seems more efficient.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, whatever. Let's just get our session started, shall we? Hmm?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, so am I, Heather. So am I. Especially since after our last session, we both agreed on openness and honesty, right?
Absolutely.
Good, good. Okay, so, why don't we begin by, talking about a certain young woman we both know.
You amaze me sometimes, Dr. Katz.
Well, I don't see why. I mean, you've mentioned the lady before on many occasions.
I suppose I have. So, what would you like to discuss?
Well, are you harboring old ill feelings towards her these days, huh?
I think I should be asking you that question. Aren't you the one with old feelings, Dr. Katz?
I'm not aware of any particular feelings towards Anne Logan.
Anne Logan?
Well, that is who we're talking about, isn't it? Or have I amazed you again, Heather?
No.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
Oh, terrific. Then maybe you can try to explain to me why you would make a copy for yourself of a personal letter belonging to Anne.
I didn't do that.
No. That's not going to work. Not this time. Not ever again. Now, I saw you fish that letter out of the trash bin. Too light, you said.
Well, maybe it was.
What it was underhanded. Clever. Oh, I'll give you that. Quick thinking. But devious. Just another hostile action towards Anne Logan.
Now, wait just a minute,
What
Dr.
for?
Katz.
I'm just calling it the way it is. And you're going to listen until you fully understand that a judge in a court of law has delayed your sentencing until I make my recommendation. A judge who would not look favorably on this kind of improper behavior.
Oh, you're a fine one to talk about improper behavior. I don't think the judge would be too pleased to hear about some things you've done.
What things?
Oh, just things.
Oh, just things. Just things. Let's see now. You mean things like, Cynthia Elliott?
You got it, Katz.
Finally, it comes out.
Truth. That's a big thing with you, isn't it, Dr. Katz?
Yes, Heather, I'm very serious about getting at the truth.
Even when it concerns Cynthia Elliott?
Especially when it concerns you. I would suggest you wipe that smile off your face.
Was I smiling?
No, gloating. Gloating would be a more accurate description. Tell me, did you really think that you could blackmail me?
You call it whatever you want, Dr. Katz. I didn't do anything wrong.
No, of course not. Always the sweet, innocent victim, aren't you, Heather?
Me?
Well, shame on you. Dragging that poor Cynthia Elliott all over the floating rib the other day.
Oh, back off, Dr. Katz. I know what you did.
Do you?
You made sexual advances towards Cynthia Elliott.
Did you talk to the 5 other psychiatrists of whom she accused the same thing?
What?
You heard me, Heather. Cynthia Elliott is a very disturbed, mixed-up young woman. And to protect my patient, I chose to leave the clinic in Batavia. For her sake. Because I felt she wasn't stable enough to endure a trial.
That was very thoughtful of you.
I would call it professional, but look, we have gotten off the subject.
Yes, we were talking about Anne Logan.
No, we were talking about you and me. Now, I'm asking you straight out, just what was your plan? What were you going to do with this wonderful piece of information you had? Were you going to hold it over my head indefinitely, watching me squirm? Is that it? No, it wouldn't be that. That's not your style. It's much too direct. So what would you do? Oh, well, maybe you threatened to go to Steve Hardy with it. Is that it? Oh, that is it, isn't it? Isn't it, Heather? Isn't it?
You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
Well, I'm going to save you a lot of trouble. We'll go to Steve Hardy and talk about it together right now.
No, wait.
And so it looks like the opening of the Haunted Star is going to come off without a hitch, which is more than I can say for this meeting here. Hi, Rolling. This is Rick Weber.
Excuse me, Dr. Hardy. Rick Weber just called, and he has an emergency at the clinic, so he's not going to be able to make the meeting.
All right, thank you, Nancy. We'll go ahead without him.
Well, on that note, I think I will leave this committee to get to work. See you later.
Oh, darling, darling, would you please make sure that my dark suit is cleaned and pressed?
You mean for tomorrow night?
Yes, yes. If the Haunted Star is as elegant as you say it is, the chief of staff has to show up in style.
Good. Ivy, that wouldn't happen to be
For the Haunted Star?
We should put you in the mind-reading act.
Mind reading, huh? These are for the exhibition fight.
That really looks terrific. I sure hope ours looks that good.
Oh, they do. Well, it doesn't hurt when you have a gorgeous face on the front.
Johnny Morrissey?
His trainer got him a fight with a boxer from New York.
Oh, I hope he doesn't get hurt or anything.
Johnny? He wouldn't get hurt. I mean, boxing, that's what he does.
Sounds like you think a lot of this guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, who wouldn't? He's terrific.
I just thought of something. Why don't you ask him to come with you to the opening of the Haunted Star?
Ask him out?
Well, sure, it's no big deal. A girl can ask a guy out nowadays. It's no biggie. Come on.
He could go with any... I mean, why would he want to go with me?
Why wouldn't he want to go with you? Come on, have confidence in yourself.
I usually have a lot of confidence, but, I don't know, when it comes to Johnny, it just all kind of disappears.
Well, here's an idea. The opening is a benefit for the sports center, so approach him with that as the idea.
What if he says no?
You gotta take a chance.
Oh, I would, but I...
Oh, no buts about it. You should always do what your heart tells you to do.
Next on the agenda, the Francis Newell case. Surgeon in charge, Dr. Bradshaw, assisting surgeon, Noah Drake. Are you with me, Nancy?
I'm following you just fine, Doctor.
Good, good. By now, you've all read the autopsy reports and should be familiar with the patient's history of phlebitis. As also indicated by the PTT test results, the patient's increased tendency to clot was a determining factor in bringing about death by pulmonary embolism. Now, is there anyone here that would like to add something to that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Steve, procedure seemed proper to me.
No?
No, nothing, Steve.
Very well. Then surgery was not a contributing factor in death, and the case is closed.
Wait.
Anne, what are you doing here?
Excuse me, I have a letter for you, sir.
Now? We're right in the middle of a meeting.
Yes, I know that.
And?
Well, it's important. You see, this letter concerns one of the cases you're discussing.
What's that?
General Hospital will continue in a moment.